Hey guys, Tyler here, and I want to answer a question again about the 65 and over crowd. All right, so this is the 65 and over crowd question, and the question was: should someone who's a senior citizen avoid high intensity interval training? And this is a great question, because the industry right now is all rallied behind high intensity interval training, and for good reason. It works, right? It's a smart program, but are some of these high intensity workouts a good idea for somebody who's in 65 years and beyond in their age? And my answer is a definite no, okay? So some of the things that could be hazardous to you, depending on how fit you are coming into this, it's going to be dependent on the person, but generally speaking, some of the more high intensity stuff like the snatches, the jerks, the burpees, the kipping pull-ups, a lot of that stuff probably shouldn't be done as you get past 65, because the cost of getting injured is way higher than the reward of being able to do those exercises. You can get the same physical results, the same aesthetic results from following other exercises that are just as effective but not as dangerous. So let me share with you my favorite high-intensity interval exercises that you can do 65 years or beyond. So what I'm trying to say is that no, high-intensity interval training is not dangerous itself. It's the exercises that you choose to use during those high-intensity intervals that will make it dangerous. So my favorites: the rower. All right, I point over there because I got a rower over there. I've seen guys in the rower competitions over 100 years old still competing in rowing. So extremely safe, and one of my favorite tools for conditioning, right? If you've never done a rower for like 500 meters and then rest a couple minutes and repeat, holy cow, it's one of the hardest workouts ever. Okay, so the rower is one of them. Battling ropes. Shockingly, battling ropes are one of the safest ways to get conditioned, and plus they jack up your lactic acid, which jacks up that growth hormone, which jacks up that muscle mass, which is what you want as you get older as well. Basic bodyweight exercises, things like squats, things like push-ups, those are definitely a good idea. If you have a good coach, if you have good form, basic swing can be a great way for you to get hip extension power like you would get from the Olympic lifts out of your high intensity intervals without the risk of doing like a clean or a full squat clean or a snatch or something like that. So I would put those as my top tools. If you don't have that stuff too, you can get on an exercise bike and get a great workout. You can do one of those rope climber machines where it's just a rope going over a loop. That's another killer way to do a good workout. Or you can walk uphill, push a sled, push a cart uphill, drag something uphill. Oh my God, what a great way to get your heart rate through the roof, doing high intensity intervals, but doing them safely. So the real key I'm trying to make here is intervals at a high intensity are not going to harm you as long as the exercise selection and the form that you use is there, okay? So make sure pick the safest exercises that are appropriate for your current level of skill of moving. So don't go out there and do some crazy stuff. Pick some simple exercises, do them at a high intensity still, maybe increase the rest just a little bit to make sure you're recovered so your form doesn't deteriorate, and still do high intensity intervals into 65 years and beyond. All right, I hope this video helped you out. If it did, click the like button right there. Help me spread the Warrior message to more people over 65 who should be doing interval training, but should be doing them with the right exercises. Thanks for watching.